Awesome. Here we are with match number 3 of the evening, or I should say race number 3, match number 1. We have been given the go-ahead, so we should see him starting shortly.
Absolutely. I've turned them both loose. They should be starting any second now. Lucha Jim versus ETgoHAM, and here we go. Game number 1 of the third match this evening here on GG Speedruns. Lucha Jim and ETgoHAM. Both of them should start with that Razor Shield. Let's take a look here. And they do.
Yep, for those of you that don't know, it's just a small pre-game manipulation as to when you start the game. Pretty much you start it right when the demo starts, and you'll get that drop right there.
Both of them wisely ignoring the smart bomb. That's a time penalty, so you don't want to be getting out a foot for ETgoHAM. He'll grab that. That'll give him some extra speed going into the first room, but it is going to actually be Lucha Jim with the hole shot. First one out of the first room, so here we go into collect power-ups. Let's see what that all-important first drop is going to be for both of our runners.
Yep, only about half a second, so not much right now. But, we'll see who gets that almighty orb first.
Ooh, rockets to start for Lucha and rockets to start for ETgoHAM. Level pegging. That's what we like to see. And more Vitamin R for Lucha Jim. ETgoHAM getting a spreader, a solid drop. Lucha Jim picking up those rockets. They will do massive damages. And now a Razor Shield for Lucha Jim. Neither one of them picking up an orb, but good weapons for both so far. And now ETgoHAM getting a bad weapon. He's going to ignore those grenades. Foot drop for Lucha Jim. That'll increase his speed now as well. But yeah, the weapons favoring Lucha Jim, so he's going to take the lead going into Eat My Shrapnel.
Absolutely. It also shows the power of that Razor Shield. Lets you ignore one side while taking care of just 3, and kind of, doubles your shooting damage while you can do that.
All right, so Eat My Shrapnel, we have to take care of 18 of the Mr. Shrapnel dudes. You have to keep in mind there can only be 4 of them on the screen at any given time, so these runners want to make sure that they get the foot soldiers. Oh, and Lucha Jim getting clubbed down, losing that orb. Yeah, ETgoHAM, meanwhile, still doesn't have an orb. Did get a rocket, but now he needs to find another weapon to go with it. Another Razor Shield. I have never seen so many Razor Shields this early, 40 Watt.
Yep, it's at least the game's giving them all an equal chance here. I like to see when the RNG's equal, it lets you see the potential behind the runners and their skill.
And it is ETgoHAM with the lead, 2:15 to 2:18, about 3 seconds, and have some of that clip of the rocket left over, so that'll help them to start off the room. Now Vitamin R for Lucha Jim, and now an orb for ETgoHAM, his first one. This is going to help him. The longer Lucha Jim goes without an orb, the bigger that lead ETgoHAM is going to have, unless the weapons keep on flowing.
Oh, and right then, ET barely clips it, getting rid of it, and now they start collapsing in on him in the center, and forcing him to take a corner.
Boy, Lucha Jim getting absolutely nothing. Gets a key drop. That's not going to help him. A couple of back-to-back spreaders for ETgoHAM. Now a spreader for Lucha Jim.
Yeah, from what we've seen so far, luckily the drops, have kind of evened out with each other. Again, a Razor Shield on the ETgoHAM side. The game just at least making sure they're protected.
Yeah, but without an orb. Well, speaking of an orb, can Lucha Jim get to that? Ooh, he does get to it. Very good. There's a lot of things going on the screen. He was able to dodge the shrapnel, a bunch of those foot soldiers. Now a spreader. Should be able to get control of the middle again, but it does appear it's going to be ETgoHAM. First one into the bonus room, but Lucha Jim continuing to keep that orb healthy. Oh, now he sees the swirl of shame. But it's still about a 3:30 entry for ETgoHAM, and Lucha Jim only at 3:35, about a 5-second lead. This would be time for some product placement with Taco Bell.
Product placement with Taco Bell.
That was
very first. It's the first official one, I believe, of the races so far.
Yeah, absolutely, because this is one of the closest times we've had going into tank trouble. But ETgoHAM with that 5-second lead, first drop going to be key. It's a foot drop, nothing to write home about for ETgoHAM. How about Lucha Jim, who's got that orb? Invulnerability, also nothing to write home about.
But ET taking the death now, Lucha losing the orb, so we got another even room here.
Yeah, the weapons have favored nobody right now. And another invulnerability. There's an orb. ETgoHAM going to have a I was just about to say, he's going to have a tough time trying to keep that intact with all those foot soldiers coming from the right. Rockets, though, for Lucha Jim.
Yeah, that's one of those instances where patience would pay off. You take a little bit longer to get to that drop and kill off some things and then get it.
Oh, but a replacement. Oh, and that tank nearly picked it off right there, but somehow, and now gets a spreader in the middle, so he's going to be able to contain. And now a smart bomb for ETgoHAM. Some good drops late. Lucha Jim sees a rocket. Can he get to it? There is a lot going on. He's not going to get it, and he's going to lose his orb too.
ET getting the drops. He gets the shield. He does some fancy footwork, gets the rockets to clean this up. He's ready to get out of here at a 5 minute.
5 flat, yeah. So ETgoHAM retakes the lead. Back and forth these two go. Now more vitamin R for Lucha Jim. Will be able to get this one. He's got to finish off this room, and that he will. So he's going to be about 15 seconds behind. This is anybody's game right now. It's going to come down to who can get the better drops and who can utilize what they've got better. Lobbers to start for ETgoHAM. Let's see what Lucha Jim gives. He's got a little bit of a clip of rockets. He'd be able to take the gunners out in front. Can he get to the... No, he's got to wait for it. He cannot get to lobbers. And now he's just parking on it. My goodness gracious.
And ET living up to his name, going ham. Up until the moment I started speaking and cursed him with as a commentator, he was holding on to that orb, doubling that firepower.
Lucha Jim tried to do manuals there, and he gets absolutely punished for not doing so. A key drop. And another key drop. Oh, come on, game. There is no pleasure dome in easy percent. And ETgoHAM's starting to pull away.
I was going to say earlier, this is 2 dead drops or a really good spreader away, and it kind of swung the other way, giving ET...
Well, here's a chance. Can Lucha Jim get to that spreader? It's in a good spot. He's going to get to it. Here's his chance.
Mutoid Man just waiting for it, too. That's 2 arms popping off right there. That's kind of rare to see. You get them both at the same time.
Just like that, he's about a form behind, so he's caught up some, but he needs another spreader, I think.
Absolutely, to catch up. ET is going to have to get some dead drops or a spreader on
now
one
they're
side.
both on the same 4. The rib cage popping for Lucha Jim, and ETgoHAM gets lasered. Here's a chance for Lucha Jim maybe to take the lead.
Oh,
and he does take the lead.
We got Headless over on Lucha's side. ET still working to try to get that head off right now. And there it goes.
Now a lobber for Lucha Jim. Can he land those shots? Landing it in the bullseye is what you want to do. Another replacement lobber. He'll go ahead and pick it up. Why take a risk here? More lobbers, though, for Lucha. Consistent. But here's a chance for ET. Basically waited too long. He's not going to get to it. Lucha Jim just about. There it is. Final
and a dead drop.
Oh, man. ETgoHAM getting penalized to the maximum. Grenades now. Lucha Jim needs a weapon. There's grenades. It's not going to be enough to take down the final form. An empty drop, but he gets run over, and that's a continue. Oh, my goodness gracious.
He can take it.
He can
get a drop.
Lobber for Lucha Jim. Ooh, this is going to be very close.
This is going to be so close.
They're both on the final form. But he gets run over. ETgoHAM may have a chance here, but he doesn't get that lob. Oh my word! And there's rockets. Oh, who's gonna get it? It's too close.
Barely. Oh man!
I think ETgoHAM got it. We're gonna have to look at this one, folks.
They're pretty in sync.
7:56. Oh, it's about a half a second. This one, I think, has to be looked at 40 watt. I think, though, ETgoHAM won.
I think it will be ET's myself, but yeah, that is a very, very close one. Let me see what I can do about that. You take care of things. I'll see if I can get down to the nitty-gritty frames really quickly.
Sounds good to me, 40 watt. Wow. Very first match that we call, and we're talking, and we are going to review on this one. We do believe ETgoHAM did beat him by a fraction of a second there. But wow, these last 2 games, ladies and gentlemen, ETgoHAM and Lucha Jim, and Gruntiatis and Accuracy, these last 2 are what Super Smash TV is all about. From the naked eye, it did look like ETgoHAM clipped the tape first before Lucha Jim. I'll tell you what, Lucha Jim had a chance to take a game away from ETgoHAM. A few costly deaths during that fight enabled ETgoHAM to get back into this one. I mean, Mutoid Man doing Mutoid Man things there. And neither one of them are going to be pleased about the time they put up in game number 1. But what a thrilling game number 1 between 2 fine competitors. Again, 40 watt range in the booth right now, reviewing the times. Once we get a time for both runners, we will announce who the winner is going to be for game number 1. But right now, as it stands at the moment, too close to call. And again, this is just game number 1, folks. This is just game number 1. This is a best of 5 series. And if we see something like that for the rest of this match, we're going to be in for a treat. No question about it.
All right, so I have the video for Lucha, so I'm just pulling that up real quick.
Okay, I don't know if you guys can hear me, but here are the other matches that are going to be going on later today. We have Zexy versus Aquas. We have Volrath versus Stormcrow. And then we have Retrofile TV versus Telio 1. So those are the 3 matchups that we still have waiting in the wings later on tonight here on GG Speedrun. We are still revealing the times here to determine who the winner of that match was. Retrofile TV is pointing out in chat that he's got a large sum of money bet against himself this evening.
All righty. So in less than half a second, it goes to ET.
All right, so our judge has spoken. 40-watt range has declared that ETgoHAM has won game number 1. With that, I'm going to get everybody ready for game number 2.
Yep, very close. Did not do an official frame count as we would timing. I just used easy visual markers for the very beginning and end. And yeah, ET came out at less than half a second ahead, probably about 0.48, 0.45. So the timers were pretty accurate.
You are talking about 28, 29 frames, folks. They're ready. I'm going to turn them loose.
So I'm so good to see that with this first one, we did have such a close race. The prediction came true that, with ET's skill and maybe time away from the game and Lucha picking it up fresh and as seasoned as he is coming in, we see some equal matches here. The RNG, favored both of them at different times, but equaled out over, the whole match.
Absolutely. I just think that ETgoHAM damage controlled a little bit better on the Mutoid Man fight with what he was given than Lucha Jim. I think one less death for Lucha Jim. He wins that game, no question about it. But he's got to put that behind him and focus on game number 2. Both of them have their Razor Shield.
Yep, and unfortunately, ET just got a nuke on the feet, so that might slow him down by a second or 2.
Yeah, getting a nuke on the feet in this room, that is a time penalty. You want to get it as the last drop, and if you can time it right, you can gain a little bit of time. But it is Lucha Jim once again with the hole shot. Not by much, though. A little less than a second.
Yep, kind of what we saw last match.
Yeah, a little bit bigger of a lead for Lucha Jim this time, but not much at all. First drop going to be very important for both. Let's see what we get. Rockets for Lucha Jim, a smart bomb for ETgoHAM, so advantage Lucha Jim to start things out just like in game number 1.
Yeah, and it's a gamble if you want to go for that smart bomb, especially in that location. Do you want to push your items?
Uh-oh. Look at this.
Yep.
ETgoHAM, the first orb of the match. Nuke on the feet for Lucha Jim. That'll give him a little bit of a breather. And now an orb for Lucha Jim. Can he get to it? He does.
Now let's see if they can both hold on to it. ET's been holding those tight centers, so he's been cleaning this room up quickly. Just as I say that, they're out the door probably at the same time.
Yeah, ETgoHAM maybe a quarter of a second ahead of Lucha Jim. This is very, very close now. Eat my shrapnel. Those 18 Mr. Shrapnels need to go down, and they've got to keep this room under control again with the razor shields. My goodness gracious, with these early razor shields. But Vitamin R for Lucha Jim. Great drop.
Yep, 18 shrapnels. They have to either be killed by your own hand or by their own with exploding. Only 4 can be on the screen at once, so if you see 3, you better hurry up because you're about to start losing time.
All right, and all of the foot soldiers are cleared for both. Now it's just a matter of taking down the rest of the Mr. Shrapnels. Whoa, Lucha Jim losing the orb. He wasn't ready for that. Oh, that is going to hurt him. ETgoHAM first by about a second into total carnage. First drop, Lucha Jim needs a big one. Smart bomb? Well, but there's Vitamin R for ET.
Absolutely. Rockets to clean it up. Spreader to finish it if he wants to try to go and get it.
There's a spreader for Lucha Jim, but the longer he goes without an orb, the bigger that lead ET's going to have on him.
Yeah, and ET's using that orb correctly as well. He's holding the center tightly, dodging shrapnel minimally as he needs to. He's just, as I say that.
Commentator's Curse does get a Vitamin R. Razor Shield for Lucha Jim. That'll help him, but he's looking for that orb back. Said he gets a dude.
Oh, man.
And a dude for ET as well. So, man, there's an orb replacement. Can he get to it? He can.
You know, the dudes, I look at them, that it's just another chance to use a spreader against Mutoid, man.
Oh, but look at this fight. Oh! Lucha got picked up by the shrapnel. Oh, what a terrible break there. He could have taken the lead on ET, but instead ET at 320 will be out of total carnage first. Yeah, that shrapnel gave ET the lead there, just like that. It's a 7-second lead now into the bonus room. Another close one, though.
Yep. And once again, we've got that Taco Bell product placement with Taco Bell.
Absolutely. Very, very close races again. Let's see what kind of drop. Now, ET does have a little bit of weapon left from it's a little bit of spreader. Will he be able to take down one of the gunners? No, not quite. Ew!
I don't know if that was a piece of shrapnel that caught him, but that was some fancy footwork up until that point.
Guess what? Lucha Jim had a little bit of rocket left in that clip. He's able to take down both gunners, so that's going to give him a little bit of advantage. Now it's going to come down to who gets better drops. Rockets for Lucha Jim, a razor shield for ET. So again, advantage weapons now for Lucha. Spreader to follow up, another spreader, and a dude for ETgoHAM. Man, the drop's just not there for ET right now.
Yep. Oh! Gets taken out.
Can he get to that? He won't get to that. Wow, the shrapnel picking off ET, much like it did against Lucha back in Total Carnage. And now an orb for Lucha, and this room's just about over, you would have to believe. And there's a smart bomb. There's still another tank left, and ET not having a great tank trouble here. Rockets. Very good, and he's going to finish the room with a little bit of rockets left in that clip. Lucha going into Mutoid Man first at 454. ET not that far behind at 459. That's just one empty drop, ladies and gentlemen. And they both have a clip remaining to take down the gunners up front.
Yeah, absolutely. Starting with rockets is beautiful here. You don't really want rockets during the rest of Mutoid Man, but to get to those gunners instantly. Oh, and I believe Lucha Jim getting in the orb damage, the ball buster as he takes a death. Well worth it.
Let's take a look if you're right about that.
Maybe not. Maybe he just vibrated at the same time.
No, I think you are right.
Oh, okay, there we go.
You were right. He did get the orb damage. But weapons right now favoring ET. They're both at the same form at the moment. More lobbers. A spreader for Lucha. It's not in a great spot, so he's going to go for the manual here.
Getting another form at the same time as ET.
Very good. And they're pretty much even right now.
Yeah, I think that ball buster really kept Lucha in the game as far as it's been concerned so far.
Yep, he did get it according to Brysolf. If anybody's going to know about getting that orb damage, it's going to be the man himself. The 40 watt, you were on it also. Very good. So now ET with the lead, but they're both on the same form. But an empty drop for ETgoHAM. Lobbers for Lucha. Can he get to it or will Mutoid block? He will get to it, but
Lobbers
lobbers
on the
for
feet.
ET. Yes. And now a
Spreader
spreader
for
for
Lucha.
both, but he won't be able to get to
Oh.
it because he was still invulnerable.
They
Both
both
of them
pop
pop
another
the
form
head,
at
and
the
they
same
both
time.
take a death at the same time. Can Lucha get to... He gets blocked! Oh, no!
Oh, no. Don't make me frame count another one, guys.
Oh, my goodness gracious. I think ET's got a little bit of a lead right now. There's a lobber, but now a spreader. ET going for the manual, but he gets run over.
Lobbers for both of them now.
Very close.
Oh, there goes a
ET on
form
the
for
final
ET.
form. Lucha is not that far, but he's missing a lot of shots. And
Yeah,
now he gets an empty drop. Lobbers for ET. He's out now.
Grenades, which are great during Mutoid Man.
Yep, they fire fast. Lobber.
There we
That's
go,
it. ET, a clear victory for ET this time, but once again, very close match. They both were at the final form at the same time. But once again, ET going to clip Lucha at the very end and take game number 2 and be just one game away from moving on to the second round.
That's why I love Smash TV race time. You get to see races down. They're nail biters, you know, up until the very end.
7:13 for the time for ETgoHAM. Lucha Jim will finish with a 7:32, so about 18 and a half seconds roughly.
And I mean, again, at 18 and a half seconds, that's 1 or 2 dead drops, 1 spreader that's placed in a proper location, and that's the complete swing of things. So, are we going to see a clean sweep with ET, or will Lucha pull another one out? Cards, you have an opinion on that?
You know, I just have this funny feeling that history is going to repeat itself. We're going to see another sweep. I mean, don't get me wrong. Lucha Jim has held his own this entire match against ETgoHAM. Again, ET has a sub-6 as his PB. You know, is one of the favorites in this side of the bracket. But who knows what's going to happen here? I just want this to be close. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, and it's important to note with this game, too, you know, kind of like any other game, the PB just shows the best you've done. When it comes to race time, it's all about that consistency. So just because someone's PB might be a little better doesn't mean they're actually a more consistent player or anything. So
Exactly. Yep. And, you know, they've both been roughly having the same consistencies here. And I'm seeing both of them are ready. I'm going to turn them loose.
all right, as Cards does that, we have many more races to look forward to. I don't have the bracket up. I know Zexy's racing. I know Stormcrow's racing. I know some other people are racing. Let's pull this up here. Oh, and the timer's counted. I'll look at that by the time this race is over.
Yep, no time for that right now. You'll just have to do it during the break. Game number 3 between ET and Lucha Jim. ET, if he wins this, he will move on to the next round of the tournament. But again, Lucha will not be eliminated if he does fall because he will go down into the bonus bracket. But the way Lucha Jim has been playing, he may make some noise in that bracket if it does come down to that. But right now, Lucha Jim fighting for his winner's bracket life here, game number 3. And this time it looks like they're dead even.
Dead sync, but ET will have a slight lead just because he's closer to the door.
Right, exactly. They both got it at the end at the same time, but Lucha was not in the right spot.
But this, as we've seen, that doesn't mean much. I mean, I guess it could mean. I mean, I had to frame count the first race. So.
Exactly. Nuke on the feet for Lucha, and another early Razor Shield for ET Grenades. Lucha is going to pick it up in hopes for a better drop, you would imagine. Does get a smart bomb. Weapon's not really favoring either player. I mean, yet, speaking of which, ET does get an orb, but so does Lucha Jim.
Yep, I love to see it when the game just somehow, you know, is made in 1992, but it can talk over the internet and know to dish out this tournament RNG so we can see equal play here.
123 is the time for ET, so he is going to take the lead, and that lead is widening going into Eat My Shrapnel. Lucha Jim 133, about 10 seconds roughly. Key drop. There's a razor show, but losing the orb is Lucha Jim.
I mean, the one thing you have as a bonus in this room is that it's because it's kind of controlled with the shrapnel release. As long as you get that orb back without losing time, no harm, no foul. But you're just screaming for that orb the whole time.
Unfortunately, gets clubbed down by one of the foot soldiers, so he is going to actually lose time. Grenades now for Lucha. ET just needs to finish off the shrapnel dudes. More rockets for Lucha, which is going to help him clear the rest of this room. But again, the longer he goes without an orb, the worse off he's going to be in total carnage.
Oh, and then ET making the mistake of touching the D-pad before he's cleared out the circle around him.
Indeed, so a little bit of a technical mistake there by ET. Lucha, again, doesn't have an orb, but does have rockets to start things off. A good compliment of them. There's a key drop. There's a razor shield for ET. Love to have an orb to go with it, but it said grenades on the feet. There's rockets. Can he get to him? He does.
Yeah, at this point as a runner in a race, you're asking yourself, do you just get everything that's within grabs just to get this orb back, or do you still try to play as safe as possible with just your pea shooter?
Meanwhile, orb has been picked up by Lucha. Decided to ignore the smart bomb and now going to pick up a spreader to get control of the middle back. Another razor shield. Another razor shield for both players. This has to be a record. This has to be the most razor shields in a 3-game match.
It has to be. It's giving them to them every room, every time they lose them. Hey, you need another one? Here you go.
And Lucha doing a good job using that razor shield to block. And it is going to be Lucha Jim taking the lead, 3-17. Not a big lead, of course. And ET, by the way, look what he's got. He's got rockets, some of a clip. He'll be able to take down both gunners.
Yep, and those rockets will go nice against the gunners at Taco Bell. Taco Bell, product placement with Taco Bell.
Yeah, these three have been close going into the bonus room every game so far in this match. But this first drop is going to be critical for Lucha Jim. Let's see what he gets. Rockets!
Rockets as the first drop is always a blessing here.
Oh, huge drop there for Lucha. He'll be able to keep that lead for the moment. How long can he keep that orb healthy in this very difficult tank trouble room? It's very hard to keep the middle because of everything that's flying at you between, the gunners, the tanks, the shrapnel dudes, the foot soldiers.
Yep, they both made use of the rockets, got rid of the gunners, and now it goes from an insane room to just a crazy room.
Lucha is going to get the razor shield there and get the middle back, but rockets
on the feet.
ET had the orb and he loses it, but more rockets for Lucha. Will he be able to get to it? Yes.
Beautiful play by Lucha here, cleaning up the room perfectly.
That was a really good room for Lucha. 432. That lead's going to grow.
Absolutely, get a spreader or two, just some good drops right off the bat with Mutoid Man, and that'll change things for him.
Absolutely here. This has just been a rough room here for ET, but it's still anybody's game. Drops are going to mean everything. Starting off with grenades, not really the greatest drop to start things off. Followed by a lobber, and ET's still in tank trouble, finally done with it, but he finds himself about 28 seconds back, about a 5 flat.
Yeah, and I mean, there's different factors, but if you just look at the scores, ET's probably had a little rougher of a path just with that higher score.
Oh, definitely. So let's see what happens. A lobber drop for Lucha Jim. Looking to pop off that second arm.
Oh, perfect spreader for ET right there.
Wow! If the RNG doesn't favor favorites, I don't know what does. Yeah, this is really good here. But he gets run over.
Gonna miss that drop. So they both have nothing really right now.
Yeah, they both have nothing at the moment. Rockets for ET, grenades, so neither one of them getting a very glamorous drop. More grenades. Now a lobber for ET. He's going to get to it, but that gunner is still attached. Could cause some havoc. There's a spreader, but he's got to go a long way to get it. Lucha will get it. He's going to be able to. He's going to get some damage here. That head should be popping up. There it is.
ET just getting it rough. Bad drops on bad sides.
Absolutely. ET's going to need a spreader if he wants to come back on this one. Right now, Lucha appears to be in control here to force our first game, number 4 of the tournament. Rockets, that's not going to get it done for ET. There's a spreader. Can ET put it to... Oh, he gets an invulnerability!
Oh, man. Final form and the kill on Lucha's side. So, I mean, it's a lot to climb, but ET could do it.
Yeah, but ET does get run over. But another empty drop for Lucha. A continue
and
for
the continue.
ET. But this one's not over yet. He needs a weapon. This could do it for Lucha if he lands enough. Final form for ET. This could come down to the wire. You would think that this lobber will do it for Lucha. He's got to pick it up good.
ET needs to get to that lobber. Oh, yeah. Oh, ET could have had it. ET could have had it.
But Lucha gets run over. He's going to get grenades. Will this
lobber
He missed it! He missed it! He missed it!
Lobber for ET. Oh!
But Lucha's going to hang on by a thread. Wow!
That was close. That was close.
Unbelievable. Another close finish for these two. We're not going to need a frame count. This is Lucha Jim's all the way. 7-17, 7-18. At 1 second victory for Lucha Jim. We go to a fourth 40 watt.
Absolutely. During Mutoy Man, that lead during Mutoy Man alone shifted 3 or 4 times, and Lucha snuck it out the back. We're going to round number 4, first of the tournament. I'm glad we're getting a little variance right off the bat. Last year, like it was said, we had sweeps, I don't know, the entire first round or something. So I'm glad we're seeing some competition this early. But all right, yeah, 7-17, 7-19, almost 2 seconds, 1.5 seconds if you look at the fractions of a second here. We're going to round 4. Are we going to see a round 5, chat? What do you think? Let's see it, chat. What about you, LOZ?
Yes, and you know what? I think we are going to see a 5th.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think, you get the taste of victory in your blood, and that adrenaline starts pumping in a good way.
Yeah, Lucha can't believe he won because he actually dunned in our matchup channel last, but we believe it's because he typed it a little bit too slow there. But we do not need a frame count on this one. That is a clear 1 second, maybe 1.25 second victory there for Lucha Jim there. But it is going to be Lucha forcing that in game number 4, our first one of the tournament 40 watt.
Love that we're back in business here.
Oh, absolutely here.
Also, while we're getting ready, big shout out to GG Speedruns for hosting the event the second year now. The team coming through, making this awesome layout, all the fun stuff going along with it, everything that ties into, the movies, the prizes related to this. Very awesome work, fellas.
That is 2 very close games already between Lucha Jim and ETgoHAM. My goodness gracious. Wow. Yeah, Lucha Jim cannot believe it. He's telling me in the chat right now, he cannot believe that he pulled that off. But yep, he did indeed. A clear-cut win, again, by a little bit over a second there. Both of them are ready. I'm going to turn them loose, 40 watt.
Awesome. So what our players are doing in the downtime between these races is setting up item manipulation. It manips both what we get and where we get it. It's the Razor Shield right above us. It makes that first room a lot easier to keep very consistent and solid. This game's RNG is extremely random, and as far as we know, not really controllable. And so that's the only real manip we have in the whole bunch.
All right, and away we go. They are both in sync perfectly. Game number 4, our first one of the tournament. Let's find out if Lucha Jim can send us to the rubber game or if ETgoHAM will finish it off in 4. They both have their Razor Shield.
All right, chat, put the predictions in now. Who's winning and what time are they getting? All right, GG Speedruns putting up top quality luggage. We also see that Lucha Jim has the invulnerability. Not much of a help in the first room, really. But we see them both pretty much coming out within a second of each other.
Well, that's kind of not boded well for Lucha Jim. The other 2 times he came out of Arena 1 first, he ended up losing. So let's see if that trend continues or if he's able to buck that trend and force that 5th and deciding game. Razor Shield on the feet for Lucha Jim. ETgoHAM gets an invulnerability, so slight advantage for Lucha Jim. He's looking for that orb, though.
ET has the nuke right in front of him. He's going to go ahead and ignore it. Most of the time, that's a smart option if you have control of the room. And now the orb.
But both of them getting in once again, 40 watt. We love seeing this. They're getting equal opportunity. But
then immediately ET loses it, unfortunately.
yep, just saw that there, and Lucha Jim is going to take the lead. I think this might be the first or second time he's taken the lead going to Eat My Shrapnel. 129 versus a 135, a 6-second lead. But Lucha loses the orb.
A lot of people, they let this room get the best of them.
However, Lucha gets it back, but rockets for ET. Another early Razor Shield. My goodness. Have you ever in your life seen this many early Razor Shields?
No, never. The Razor Shield in this stage, it just makes it very comforting for the runner. If you have full control of things, you don't need it, but it just makes it easier to ignore it and get these shrapnels done. What you saw ET do right there was dispose of the Razor Shield, and that's because in this stage, once you've cleared out the gunners, everything's pretty much easy to go, so save that half-second leaving.
5.5-second lead for Lucha. Has another spreader. Smart bomb for ETgoHAM, and now it's ET that needs the orb. The longer he goes without an orb, the harder it's going to be for him to maintain pace. Razor Shield should help a little bit. And Lucha, another spreader. Again, it's not a bad drop. You obviously love to see rockets. Another spreader. It's spreaders galore. You're too early for the spreaders game, just saying.
Yeah, I always find it personally, it's just a bad thing when you see spreaders this early. That means they're not going to be there later.
Exactly. A certain mutoid man will probably be delighted about that. But ETgoHAM getting clubbed down. Another spreader for Lucha Jim here in Total Carnage. And that's going to be the end of the room. He's going to have quite the lead. This is going to be the biggest lead for either player going into the bonus room. 314 for Lucha Jim.
Yeah, I mean, we might not even have time for product placement.
Not a chance. Yeah, the room is still going for ET. Now there is one thing. Lucha has no weapon going into tank trouble. Yeah, that lead is quite a bit. It's more than 20 seconds. It's 3:36, 22 seconds. Big opening drop for Lucha. Can he get something to his advantage? Not really.
Still playing it textbook, though. Stepping right up to the mine, getting rid of the left gunner, and then,
shrapnel.
Then taking the shrapnel. That's not part of any textbooks I read, but
Lucha is going to take down the other gunner. Then he's going to use the smart bomb to give himself a little breather, but he needs a weapon to go with this. ET also has no weapon. He gets an orb.
Lucha hitting the nuke, which is always good in this room, especially if you don't have the orb.
Vitamin R now but he loses it too. Ooh, tough break.
Yeah, I mean, they don't call it tank trouble for nothing, and oddly enough, it's usually not the tanks that are causing the trouble.
Well, it's everything that's causing the trouble in this room. And there's another smart bomb for Lucha. Smart bomb for days here, and tank trouble for him, and another death for ET. A dude for Lucha. So right now, the weapon's just not favoring either player right now, which bodes well for Lucha. And again, he gets clubbed down. This room has been rough.
Yep, this is where you can start really paying attention to how the runners are taking care of themselves, because this is where raw talent comes out. It's you and the gun, and how can you manage?
In spite of all the problems that Lucha had, he's still going to have a lead at 4:54 going into Mutoid Man, but ET may have a chance to pick up a little bit of ground here with that orb.
Yep, he's hugging the corner, and there's nothing wrong about that. It's easy. It cuts out half the lanes of traffic, and you just have to concentrate on, what's in front of you rather than what's behind you.
Oh, and that shrapnel explodes. He's actually going to lose some more time. It's a 5:20, so 26-second lead. Let's see what happens. ET needs some good drops here. Grenades, more grenades for Lucha. Now, he does have the orb. Will he get the orb damage? Lobber now.
It looks like that orb popped off and did not hit the right spot, probably just because of the way grenades are. You got to be in close.
I was referring to ET's orb. No, he missed.
Ah, okay.
But Lucia's going to have a spreader opportunity. Here he goes. Going to jam it in.
One. Oh, he goes for the manual option.
Ooh. But he gets run over immediately. And Lucha also getting run over. He's not going to get to those grenades. ET is going to get to the lobber, but Lucha right now with a good lead. Lobber on the feet for Lucha now.
Yeah, 3 forms, now 4 forms ahead. It's going to take some work and some bad luck on Lucha's side.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, Lucha is poised to send this to our first 5 gamer.
And I'm all here for it.
Absolutely. Final form already for Lucha Jim. ET needs a spreader, and he needs it now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
And he gets one!
There it is.
And Lucha gets electrocuted, and he will get the spreader. He will get the spreader. Second to last one, but it's too late for ET. It's too late. Lucha Jim is almost going to PB, and he's going to force a game number 5.
I love it. Game 5. I'm here for it. I want to see more of them. I love that the talent is stacked like this with the newcomers. I'm here for it.
He just missed a PB by about 2 seconds there, 40 Watt. That was a really good run for Lucha Jim. Best of the day.
Like I was saying, you get that victory in your blood. You get that adrenaline flowing. You get, your blood pumping, and that's what we just saw. I took advantage of that. This game 5, I don't know who to give it to. I think Lucia's going to be running on that high. Maybe ET's worried a little bit. Maybe it puts a little scare in him to pick up a little bit.
7-17 for ETgoHAM, but it is Lucha Jim who by a second just barely survived game number 3 to force this game number 4 and just absolutely cleaned up in game number 4. Had an exceptional Mutoid man. We're going to a 5th, ladies and gentlemen. Will we have our first reverse sweep of the tournament? Make your predictions now.
Yep, this just shows you, it doesn't necessarily also come down to how long you've been running it. I mean, ET, I'm pretty sure didn't play it too much in the off season, but Lucia's picking it up, and we're already seeing, up to this competitive play. We're going to see that with the races moving forward. I'm sure of it. It's going to be a very interesting season this year. We're fully stacked with 32 competitors. A lot of people put in a lot of work after the weigh-in, so...
Lucha, it's definitely showing in his work. I mean, if his tank trouble would have been just a little bit better, I mean, granted, he didn't get very good weapon drops, but if his tank trouble would have been a little bit better, that's a PB right there, because that Mutoid man was something else.
Yeah, one less death in one location, getting to a drop a couple seconds earlier. That's all it would have taken. All right, and I see Cards has officially counted them in, so we should see him start here shortly.
Yeah, this is going to come down to the wire. I mean, these guys have been close, competitive, and tight all match long. I expect game number 5 to be no different.
Yeah, I'm looking for a nail biter here. I'm hoping the game doesn't give or take it away from anyone. I want to see pure person against person.
Away we go. Game number 5, the decider. If this was Tetris, we'd ask you for the decider emotes. But we don't have them here.
All right, both of them taking the middle strat. What most people do, there's various ways you can do this room, but most of the time they all end in the same way.
And it is going to be ETgoHAM with the whole shot this time. Lucha missed that last foot soldier, so that cost him a little bit, but this is very close. The first drop is going to be key for both.
Keys. I'm going to go with feet.
That'd be something if the first drop was key.
Oh
my goodness, an orb! Big opening drop there for ET.
Not only that, but quite early in the room, too.
Yep, spreader for Lucha Jim. So, yeah, right now, ET with the lead. There is a Razor Shield. Another good drop to complement that orb. So, already advantage ET.
Yeah, I mean, when you got the orb for the firepower and the shield, at that point, you just sit in the center and only grab what's right next to you. You can ignore everything in this room and still have a great time.
Yeah, look at this time. 122 for ETgoHAM. That's really, really good. Lucha Jim getting an orb himself, so he's going to keep pace. He's got a 128, but he's got to find a way to keep that orb healthy in the beginning part of this room. He's lost it a few times.
Yep, ET cutting it close right there. He almost lost
it. That was close.
Again, we're in the shrapnel room. 18 shrapnel need to be destroyed either by your hand or their own. If you see 4 on the screen, the runner's losing a little bit of time until that, 4 are clear.
Neither player really getting any drops to complement their orbit. There's Vitamin R. That's a great drop for ET. He'll be able to clear up this room.
Yep, and if you can conserve him just a little bit, it'll give him a nice weapon to clear out the next beginning.
Yep. But Lucia is picked up a couple seconds actually on ET. So here we go.
This
Both of them have the orb, but I stand corrected. ET did lose his orb.
Yeah, this seems to be the Achilles heel of ET. Is just this room you don't want to move until that whole surrounding circle is gone, and if you do, it's disaster for your orb.
Now, the weapons have favored ET. Lucia has kept that orb healthy. He's done really good with what he's been given, and that's key in all of these rooms.
Yeah, I think the key to winning is not to get keys.
Right, and there's a smart bomb. Lucia Jim looks like he's going to ignore it for now. Spreader drop for ET, going to ignore the foot. Oh, Lucia loses the orb en route to getting those rockets, however.
Yeah, it shows you where, maybe taking getting clubbed.
And is not going to get that spreader either. And grenades, that's not really good. So the advantage that Lucia had on ET, I think that just might have gone down the drain. It's hard to say at this point, but it does. This is close.
Yeah, it's close. Lucia has the upper hand, and ET getting the explosion, that's going to add on another 2 seconds or so.
3:23 versus 3:27. I'd say about 3.5 seconds, and it's time for, I'll do it this time. Oh, Taco Bell product placement with Taco Bell.
Beautiful. Oh wait, we always forget the most important part. Brysov says, "Ugh."
Oh yeah, I always forget about that because that is in the soundbite. Right, you are there, 40 watt. Let's see. Oh, grenades on the bottom. Really bad drop and a really bad spot. ET gets a spreader, which is definitely a better drop. One of the gunners done. And invulnerability, he has a chance to maybe get the other gunner down, but he's going to leave him there. Or for Lucia, he's able to grab it. There's still one gunner left. Can he get it down and keep the orb intact as ET takes a death?
Lucia playing that beautifully. He waited until had the ability to get the orb.
Then he just got overpowered by a couple of the purple shirts there. Tough break. So now they're pretty much even.
I'm just going to stop complimenting people while they're running.
Yeah, it's been nothing but commentators, Chris. Now, an orb back for ET. Rockets for Lucia Jim.
ET getting clipped right there.
Yeah, mistake there. ET let that whole razor shield melt. Now an orb chance for Lucia Jim, and he's able to get it, but can he keep it? He's in a pretty tight area. Ooh,
oh, man, he lost
overwhelmed.
it.
Yeah.
See, shouldn't have complimented him.
Yeah. However, nonetheless, Lucia Jim is going to get into Mutoid Man first again with a 502, but this is going to be close again because ETgoHAM is only about 6 seconds back. Hold on to your hats, folks.
Yeah, with the drops, if you get the drops right when they appear, it's roughly 4 seconds in between them. So this is literally a drop and a half of time.
Oh, but look at the problem Lucia Jim's got. That swirl is stared there. Finally takes it out with the rocket. But a spreader drop for ET. Will he be able to get some manual? And he's trying. Tough to do with those gunners still attached.
Yeah, but that is the easiest time in some ways because Mutoid Man will not vibrate until he's fully out. So it gives you a moment to get some free hits as long as the gunners aren't after you.
Uh-oh, but a key drop for Lucia. Grenades for ET. Both on the same form. This is close again. Could we have another photo finish? Lobbers for ET. Lobbers for Lucia.
All right, the game's giving us equal play here.
But here's a spreader chance.
Oh, collect it.
He grabbed it. He grabbed it. And that vulnerability would have been so good to go with it. 40 watt.
You know, the game says when you make a mistake, I'm also going to kick you while you're down.
Oh, but and now a spreader for ET.
Yes, perfect placement. Mutoid Man just waited there. Perfect. He's going to get 2 forms on
it. He may even get to final form on this too. Wow.
Holding off for it. Oh, okay, there we go.
Not quite. But yeah, ETgoHAM in a powerful position right now to win game number 5. Spreader, he'll try to manual the rest of the way here if he can get it.
Both on 0 lives. Both on 0 lives, and that'll be like a 4 to 5 second penalty with the continue. So they want to stay alive right now.
Absolutely here because they know how close these matches have been. But ET final form, and he's got lobbers. This should do it, 40 watt. If he doesn't miss, and then invulnerability, this is going to seal it.
This has to seal it. There we go. ET has it.
Wow, what a match. Our third match of the tournament, easily our best one. And we didn't have to wait long this season to find a thriller. This has been a thriller, 40.
Yeah, let's get those GGs in chat. This was almost a reverse sweep. These people went 5 matches, six, almost, I guess, yeah, 5 matches. uh, they worked hard. This was a good one. This is so far the best, in my opinion, of the night.
Absolutely. Just a real good timely spreader there for ET there. And that flip-flopped this race. He was down pretty much the entire time. But Mutoid Man giving ET what he needed to get out of that funk and move on to the second round of the winner's bracket. But again, get your GGs out for Lucha Jim. He played exceptionally well. What a match.
Absolutely. First match in the entire tournament ever, just coming into this game maybe a week or two ago. Great performance, pushing it the whole way.
Unbelievable. Yes, the scoreboard that we see is incorrect. It is ETgoHAM who has won it 3-2, not the other way around. But Lucha Jim, again, not eliminated from the tournament. He does go down to the bonus bracket, but the way he played today, he's going to wreak some havoc. There's no question about it.
Absolutely. This is not the end for anyone who loses tonight. We still have second chance going on. We'll probably see that either, midweek or next week starting. So this just gives them a taste, gets that pre-game tournament jitters out. Now they've had a taste for how it works, and they're comfortable moving forward.
Yeah, no question about it.
So I believe up next we have Stormcrow versus Valroth. Is that correct?
I believe you're correct about that.
So one thing to note about Stormcrow as a competitor is that, he played some between seasons, put it down, picked the game back up, and went from like a 602 to a 535 within, a month.
Yeah, he has been on a roll. He is 5th, top 5 in easy percent. This is going to be a tough one for Valroth to make some noise here, but hey, you never know.
Yep. It's definitely one of those situations where the person came in a lot crazier after the weigh-in.
Don't sit on Valroth because 4 days ago, he got his recent PB of 620. So, I mean, that's a
There we go.
respectable time. That's a very competitive time against someone who has a PB of 535. No
Yep.
question about it. So,
I would say if you can get 630s, you're competitive in the tournament. We're going off averages and whatnot. So if you're pulling 630s, you can definitely hold your own here.
certainly indeed. So, we're going to get that match started real shortly, but we're going to take a short break while we get those two runners ready to go.